I mean, we've been talking about it all week, but how are we not going to see a blowout on Saturday?
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Blowout Saturday incoming, possibly. Who knows? We're going to talk about it. He is Daniel. I am Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. The number one source for sports information for your Bulldogs on the internet. Glad to be here. We are super proud to be here. We're talking about how Texas is overmatched, overpowered, overmanned, outcoached all the way around. I mean, this is not. Look, I know Georgia fans, we get a good time on here when people make predictions and we say, oh, little plucky Georgia just shouldn't show up when all these people. But that's Texas fan. Make no mistake. You don't get to do that now.
Well, not if you shut the bed earlier in the year. Like, that's not.
Twice.
Whoops.
Twice. So you don't get to do that now. It's not little plucky Texas. It's try to actually do something meaningful, Texas. That's what we're trying.
Maybe
win a
do
championship
one time.
Make a playoff run past more than a football-shaped head of a young man, anything like that. We're talking today. It's not just by the numbers. We already did that this week. By the numbers is taken care of. We're good there.
We're on to locks, Clint.
We're on to locks, Daniel. Yeah. So that's what we're doing today. We're talking about locks. We're talking about score prediction. We're talking about other games in this slate. Daniel, the line hasn't seen a lot of movement.
Not a ton.
No. I was anticipating some movement, but there's no movement really happening now late in the week, which means that the 5.5 opened up at 6.5, some places. Is pretty standard for what people anticipate for this game. Is that? Yeah. So I ask you before we get into our predictions, do you have a lock in this game?
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'm going to lay him. I'm going to lay him. I'm not just, I understand that it is my job to get on here and talk. But when I get on here and talk, I don't just say things. Like these are, if I thought that Texas and Georgia were evenly matched teams, I would have said so. Case in point, I've said that about other games this season. I've said Georgia was overmatched in other games this season. When I think that, I say that. When I look at this team, it's the Texas defense that I don't know for 4 quarters is going to be able to hold up against this Georgia offense. And it's the Texas offense, particularly the offensive line, that I don't trust to be two-dimensional enough to be able to put together sustainable drives over 4 quarters and hang with Georgia.
Yep.
So that's where this game comes down to me. It comes down to Georgia's defensive front versus Texas offensive line and Georgia's offensive line versus Texas defensive front 7. I think Georgia will be able to run the ball and be multiple in its schemes and looks. And I do not think Texas will be able to run the ball. And I think they will put everything on Arch Manning's shoulders. And I think an offensive line that has not been elite in pass pro this season is going to give the Georgia defense, which has not been elite rushing the passer, is going to give them plenty of opportunities to do so. Give Glenn Schumann opportunities to be aggressive. We saw that last week, and it worked for him. Spoiler alert, I bet we see it again because Kirby likes to go back to the well when things are working. And so I bet we see an aggressive Georgia defense. Well, the way that you counter an aggressive Georgia defense, maybe you're going to hit him in the screen game, and maybe you're going to hit, for some of that. The way you counter an aggressive Georgia defense is you're able to run the ball. So the guys can't pin their ears back. They've got to maintain, lanes. But when you can't do that, when there's no threat of that, all of a sudden the Georgia defense is able to play a little bit more loose and free. That's what we saw against Mississippi State. I think that's what we're going to see against Texas. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination Mississippi State and Texas are similar teams, although they did go to overtime when they played this year.
Hey, this is a simple thing. Where has Texas had success? Because, again, you could talk every statistical thing in a vacuum. games come down to how you play them on the field, not statistical analysis in a vacuum. We talked about how like for like comparison of the teams that we have played, other teams Texas has played. We've played those teams better than Texas has played those teams. So that's context one. Context two, how Texas is all of a sudden getting better the last 2-3 games. Arch Manning over 700 yards in the last 2 games, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
It's because they attack the screen game. It's an extension of the run game. When you can't run the ball between the tackles, you run it on the outside. Well, this just in. Daniel, has Georgia's cornerbacks been burned deep more and eyes get very faulty in the backfield deep, or has it been eyes mistaking them on the screen game?
Yeah. Here's the thing. You throw that little short stuff against Georgia. There's a reason why Georgia fans think that the screen game is stupid and doesn't work, even though Zachariah Branch proves that wrong every single week.
Every Saturday.
The reason Georgia fans think it is because it's a bias from years and years and years of Kirby Smart coaching the most physical corners in college football year in and year out.
None. Like hands down. Ellis Robinson might not be having a stellar season and he's been lost, but you know what he doesn't mess up too often? Playing physical on the outside and coming up and getting in the guy's face and tackling him. He doesn't mess that up too often. And when you're an uber athlete, when you're an exceptional athlete, you can do that well without losing assignment, contain, or eyes when see ball, hit ball. And
you
that's
look
what
at, look at the Pro Football Focus tackling numbers. Georgia top 5 nationally in missed tackle rate, missed tackle percentage, top 5 lowest in all of college football, number 1 in the SEC. This is what Georgia does. So, yes, you can try to extend your run game by that, but Georgia shuts that down too. The way you beat Georgia is deep over the top and lots of routes across the middle and a quarterback who can stand back there and diagnose the defense the way that Ty Simpson did when he had an hour and a half to stand in the pocket and look around against Georgia.
Pass rush for Georgia is getting better.
Yeah.
Pass defense. Kirby knows this. Glenn knows this. We are over coverage a lot, playing cloud cover, playing brackets all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Limiting the explosive plays. We're limiting explosive plays. Our pass rush is coming along. Our tackling is there. Ellis Robinson is playing a lot, by the way. That should be a monumental shift in Georgia fans' understanding of this defense, because he's had defensive pass interference and burnt toast smell on him for half the year. And he's still out there because, hold on, he's not getting burned as much. He's tackling and physical, and the defensive PI is no longer there because his eyes are getting up and his eyes are looking for the ball now. He is going to be a problem. Arch Manning can't diagnose defenses like we thought he could. Sorry, like everyone else thought that he could.
That's right. Okay.
We knew he couldn't. They won't be able to run the ball. Texas's offense is going to be stagnant. Our offense, on the other hand, I've said this before, I'll say it again, and I'll continue saying it every single game we play. I fear no defense in America. Zero. So I do have a lock in this game too. Lay the daggum points.
I got 28-18 Georgia.
I have 31-21 Georgia.
That's pretty similar thoughts. So we'll see. Texas fans, we're probably dead wrong. You probably tell us we're probably dead wrong. We got lots more games that we're going to discuss, but first these.
These are, in fact, FanDuel. FanDuel's fantastic. NBA is back. No better place to get in the action. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Don't miss any action, even if you come late to a game. Guess what? Just hop right back in. FanDuel live bets, everything from who scored next to fourth quarter comebacks, even combined live bets, same game parlay for a shot, even bigger payout. Keeps every game exciting, especially when your team is making a late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com, sign up, play your game. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
All right, Clint, we're back. It's time to pick some locks.
We got some locks. We have the bank accounts are full.
Mm-hmm.
We have money with which to play with.
Yep. Let's start on the weekdays. I know you ain't locking anything up in Troy Old Dominion. So we're just going to skip right over that.
Move on.
Friday night, we got a Clemson, Louisville. We got Minnesota, Oregon. You got to lock in either of these matchups.
I got to lock in both these games, Daniel. I like the Friday slate. I got to lock in both of them.
All right. Well, you're going to have to talk me into something because I got some leans, but I want to hear your locks.
Clemson is bad. Lean 1.
Okay.
Real bad. Cade Klubnik, not good. Lean 2. Louisville, on the other hand, look, I'm not trying to say anything foolish.
Okay, don't.
I won't.
Mm-hmm.
No one can guarantee me right now, anybody outside of Ohio State and Indiana are guaranteed locks for the playoff. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
You can't.
There's no way Alabama's going to lose 3 games the rest of the way.
Are you telling me they're not going to take an L to Auburn, like guarantee, and an L in the SEC championship game?
But 3 games?
Look, I'm saying it's highly likely, but it's not a lock. What I'm trying to tell you is Louisville is still believing they can make the college football playoff at ranked 20th. There is a shot at a lot of teams making it. I still think Tennessee can make it. Daniel, there is a path for them. I know everybody says that, but there's a path for them is all I'm saying. It gives teams excitement to play. Louisville is up and coming. They have a lot on the line on this game. Clemson has nothing on the line in this game. There is nothing for Clemson to play for at all. Yeah. Give me Louisville and I'll lay the points. I don't care.
I just watched Louisville against Cal last weekend, and I had money on Louisville, and I will not forget.
It's a bounce back.
So I cannot get back on there. Are you also going to lay him with the Ducks in Eugene, Clint? 25.5?
Here's the deal. Do I think the boat is particularly a fast boat that he rows?
It ain't a speedboat, okay?
Do I particularly think that it is a buoyancy laden boat that doesn't take on water? No, I don't think it would pass a litmus test of not sinking in certain waters. Do I think they're going to lose by 25.5 daggum points to Oregon? Oregon, good team. Oregon, good team, not great team. Minnesota's an adequate team. It's late in the season. Oregon's not getting a conference championship. I don't like it, but 25.5 points is way too many points on this spot. Give me Minnesota, and I'll take the points. Thank you.
These are 2 hold your nose and jump in games, and kudos to you. All right, I'm going to go to Saturday, and I'm going to go to the SEC, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm not betting on a game that involves Florida, but if you could go into the Wayback Machine, no, not yet, but I might. If you could go into the Wayback Machine, Florida fires their coach, Clint. Billy Napier. Do you remember? The following week, they played who?
What happens?
They get a scrappy effort, scratch and claw against a far superior team in Georgia, and they almost pull one out. They have a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
And then the next week, Clint,
what happened?
What happened to Florida? They didn't lose to Kentucky, Clint. I want the record to be clear. They got boat raced by Kentucky.
Kentucky's last in the SEC offense looked real good against Florida.
So here's my thought. LSU fires their coach.
Okay.
Last week, the first week, they come out. They have a decent effort. They put together a decent effort. Alabama's offense struggles in that game. We watched it, right? Scores 20 points in that game. LSU's defense plays well. LSU's scrappy team.
There.
Now they come out the next week. This might be where the juice of that interim coach may have just fizzled out by now.
Yeah.
Arkansas is coming to Baton Rouge. That's not going to be an environment at 11:45. There's not going to be fans in the seats. No one cares. The governor is ruining LSU football. Full stop.
Like, by the way, really quick, you're not getting Lane because he's not touching that toxic relationship with a 10-foot pole.
Let me explain something to you, regardless of what side of the aisle you find yourself on. If you want to ruin sports, get a politician involved.
You want to ruin anything, get a politician involved.
Well, full send. Arkansas plus 5.5. Arkansas money line. Arkansas is going to win this game against LSU. Lock of the week.
Move on over. I was excited you started talking about this game. I thought I knew where you were going when you did. Look, Arkansas can score. They have gone through coach firing. They've gone through conversations of roster turnover. It doesn't matter. Arkansas, I would sprinkle on the money line, but I'm taking the 5.5 that LSU is giving.
I'll be sprinkling on that money line.
Oh, I know you will, Daniel. Yeah. By the way, before we go on to other thoughts, I'm not saying South Carolina is going to make it a competitive game.
18.5 is a lot of points.
It's
a lot of points.
It's a lot of points in an SEC game that Shane Beamer still has a lot to play for. He's got a roster to keep. He's got recruits to get after. He's got, in his own mind, a lot of integrity to stick with. By Saturday, you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it now. Lock it up right now.
This isn't the Thoughts podcast.
Give me the lock of. Give me the freaking Gamecocks covering the spread against A&M. A&M's going to go to the SEC championship, but they're going to be not covering in this game. We're going to come back. We have more locks, more thoughts on the SEC, as well as a whole host of other good games. Stick around because there might be one that actually is worse. Hold your nose than the ones you've already given you.
Oh my God. He's wading into the trash, people.
Wading into the trash is how this podcast got started. Literally cathartic dumping. Hey, guess what? SupplyHouse is here for you. SupplyHouse is fantastic. You need to get over right now. Don't punt on project. Keep the crew going. Over 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. Real-time inventory and honest lead times keeps you from punting on your projects. Customer service is always there. Have your blind side covered. The Part Finder tool has 3D schematics. Save hours on the job when every detail matters. Join the Trade Master program today. Score serious perks like priority shipping, lower prices, dedicated support line. Visit supplyhouse.com. Sign up for free. Use promo code SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Real people, real service.
Clint, you going dumpster diving?
Look, at this juncture of the season, you're looking for value. You're not looking for a whole bunch of let me watch this game because it's super exciting. No, you're looking for value plays.
You want a good value.
I don't think Iowa is a good team.
No, I wouldn't if I were you.
But I do think they're a competitive team.
Okay.
USC, great offense, horrible, abysmal defense.
Half a team.
They
are exactly half a team.
Iowa is catching 6.5. I know it's on the road. I know it's in LA. By the way, if no one has ever gone to a game in LA before, let me tell you, there is no atmosphere in any stadium in California. None. Complete and utter. USC with Reggie Bush was electric.
Sure.
That was
Is Reggie Bush playing?
No. Guys, give me Iowa and the points. I don't think this game will ever be in doubt for USC, but I do think Iowa covers. I'm not going to watch this game because I like actual football. These are two nothing teams, but give me Iowa.
Gross. I'm going to lay it with Duke. Virginia's dead. It's over. The Cinderella season has ended. Kudos to Virginia and to the run that they were able to put together. But I think Duke's offense is good enough to score a bunch of points against Virginia. I don't know if Virginia's good enough to keep up. There's also quarterback question mark at Big Virginia. And so, I'm going to lay them 4.5. I'm going to lay them with Duke.
There's a chance. I don't know. This is math. There's a chance Duke wins the ACC.
Yeah. There's a chance. Yeah.
There's a chance.
They're still in it. There's a better chance Duke plays in the ACC title game than there is Miami plays in the ACC title game.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
By the way, I have this lock as well. Duke, I'm locking it up.
Also, Clint, may I ask a question poignantly?
Always.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is fully broken and 1 is fully intact.
Okay, great. His head was
How
open.
broken is the Alabama offense? Because if it's anything less than 7, we are locking up Alabama, because Oklahoma does not belong in the same conversation with Alabama. Oklahoma's not good. Texas fans, unite. Oklahoma's bad. They're bad. They're bad at football. So unless you're going to convince me that Alabama's offense is full stop actually broken, and it wasn't just an off night and it wasn't just a whatever, I'm locking up Alabama. Talk me out of it.
I'm going to try. I think the luster of Alabama is wearing off with Ty Simpson and that offense, because coaches have a ton of film on a pedestrian, I'm being generous, run attack that no one is threatened by or has to concern themselves with, and are now gearing up the pass. Unfortunately for Oklahoma, they are very, 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 very good stopping the run. They are not as good stopping the pass. I think, however, Oklahoma is going to keep this game closer than people are imagining. I'm tempted to take Oklahoma.
Oh,
Daniel,
my goodness.
And it has nothing to do. The only thing that it has to do is the offense for Alabama is not broken. That's not what it is. A slog for them to score points and to get going. I think Grubbs on the offense. I think the offensive line, Ty Simpson, and the running game have been exposed. Ty Simpson is having everything pushed upon him. You saw him starting to crack a little last game where he was missing throws. The crossing routes weren't as open, even when blitz, and it was absolute man free. There was not a single guy back there. It was zero coverage across the board. They couldn't come down with the plays that they normally have. And that wasn't LSU, and that wasn't the atmosphere. It was complete and utter scheming against Bama. So I'm not locking up Oklahoma. What I'm saying is I'm nervous for Alabama. Truly and honestly, Alabama, do not screw up and lose a rivalry game to Auburn at all.
Don't do it.
Because if you lose the SEC championship after losing to Auburn, you won't make the playoff. Okay.
If you lose to Oklahoma too, you're saying. 2-loss Alabama with a loss in the SEC championship game will 100%.
3-loss.
Oh, 3-loss. They did.
3-loss.
They lost to Florida State.
They lost to Florida State. 3-loss, Daniel. 3 losses. They are done.
It happened so long ago. Florida State's good though, right?
We have broke so many teams. Kirby Smart has a wake of blood in his destructive path that is just
hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I would caution you, Daniel. I would just caution you.
Oklahoma can get after the passer. They can rush the passer.
Can.
That's a thing. Do you have any more locks? I have 1,000 leans, but there's nothing else on this slate that's like jumping out at me. I'm gonna lay them with Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss though. 13.5. I told you I would bet on Florida. Florida is done. Period. Done. DONE. Done.
Fork in them.
Lane Kiffin still thinks he has a lot to play for. Ole Miss is going to score 1,000 points in this game. 13.5 is not nearly enough points. So I'm going to lay him with Ole Miss. That's the last one I got.
Just a public service announcement for Ole Miss fan.
Sure. They need it.
You have nothing to live for after Lane leaves. Your basketball program is bad.
Well,
the football program will go back to the dumpsters. Mississippi State will soon be running the Egg Bowl continually, annually, every year. You are getting not just leftovers, but stale, left in the apartment hallway. The cardboard pizza box tastes better than the pizza left over at coaching. No one's coming to your school. It takes an absolute guy just like Lane, who, by the way, Lane came to you because he was kind of
down on his luck. Yeah, down on his luck.
He rehabilitated himself. Like, in a great, and I'm actually really impressed by him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, he
But-
used you well to get a better job. That's exactly what he did, and you should be grateful to be used by a good coach. That's
But I would
literally your
encourage you
stealing.
to not purchase season tickets anymore and use them to go hunting or whatever else you're
Sure.
going to do, because
Sure,
you're
sure,
going
sure,
to have
sure, 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 sure.
a far better time
Yeah.
doing that.
I actually do have one more. I have one more. I'm like laying them with favorites in the SEC this week. I'm laying them with Georgia. I'm laying them with Mississippi State.
Okay.
I am taking Arkansas and the points, but I'm going to lay them with Missouri against the aforementioned Mississippi State. Missouri can run the ball.
Yes, it can.
Is Mississippi State susceptible to the run?
Top in the SEC in rushing yards per
Did you
game.
see a game recently where Mississippi State showed themselves to be susceptible to the run? Maybe
I did in glorious fashion, front row seat, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Missouri. Bo Pribula is out, but the Zellers kid can run, and they still have the best rushing attack in the SEC. So, yeah, give me Missouri.
Okay, look, this is the hold your nose, turn away, don't watch a single moment of this game. But I've watched Ohio State start slow.
Oh, no.
A lot of weeks in a row.
Okay. And now what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
UCLA is catching 31.5 points.
It's a lot of points.
They start slow. That offense is not incredible. It's not.
No.
You can. It's not incredible. The defense is pretty dang good. 31.5 points. Too many daggum points at the 30 burger. Give me UCLA taking the points. Again, I'm not watching this game, but that's a Lord knows.
Yeah.
I have one more lock. Well, I have one more question for you, and maybe you can help. Why is BYU only 3.5 point favorite to TCU?
Because BYU and Virginia. One Venn diagram. It's just one circle.
I understand now.
Yep.
I'm really tempted to take TCU in this game. Like, the line came out, and the fact that it wasn't so high, I thought someone knows something that
Vegas
I don't
knows
right
a thing. Yes.
And this is a fishy line, not fishy for taking BYU, but really good value for taking TCU. And so probably by Saturday morning, I will convince myself to take this one, Daniel.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. He's Clint. I am Daniel. We'll be back tomorrow with Excited, Nervous, Don't Sleep On. And then we'll be back Saturday night, Texas fans, for an overreaction show after the game. Will you join us? We'd love to have you. It'd be fun if you did. Until then, we will see you guys next time.